25 we all that just flew back to New York pack myself. They went to Vegas. I went to like each time some terrible around here, he'd appear as though it's on the grass he don't step aerobics. That underscore. Some terrible around here, he's it seem as though it's after almost 30 years the Tupac case has been settled at this point. As opposed to giving conclusion, it has left large numbers of us considerably more baffled as of late. Scrap Canine has uncovered his side expressing against KD for the situation. So what proof does he have that cements this hypothesis? That is the thing we will figure out in the present video. Obviously, before we go any further, ensure first that you buy into our channel and hit that notice ringer for additional updates and recordings like this. Currently, we should make a plunge when news course such Tupac's reality finished unexpectedly in Las Vegas. Because of a drive-by shooting, it sent waves of shock through the hip-crap local area, drenching fans in significant bitterness. His passing quickly raised him to the situation, with perhaps of the most compelling figure in the hip-bounce domain. He not just filled in as a motivation for probably the most conspicuous craftsman within recent memory, yet additionally as an affirmation that seeking after music was the way they wished to follow Tupac's case, represented a confounding puzzler, leaving everybody charmed, as the character of the individual liable for the shooting brought up additional issues. Then it settled, with not a single clear culprit in sight. Doubt normally moved towards the man controlling everything. Consequently, it appeared to be sensible to blame him. Truly can't really accept that it's been a long time since we truly got to hear from Tupac. Last time me and Tupac was in total agreement, and I did a meeting with Angie Martinez, and she asked me what was my opinion about Puffy and Big Deal, as bits of gossip circled about Tupac's indicated what is separated from Death Row Records. This news justifiably resentful Suge Knight, the proprietor of the record name. When Suge Knight was gotten some information about it, he answered Tupac would have unequivocally contradicted you. He additionally referenced a new report in the New York Post that recommended Tupac was thinking about leaving Death Row Records. Suge Knight underlined that you can't neglect an individual like Tupac, who on the off chance that you pay attention to each tune, on everyone's eyes on me and Mavelli. And each time he talks in interviews, Gracious consistently specifies one thing: Death Row. Tupac had a profound fondness for Death Row, and the inclination was common. Tupac's presence raised Death Row to an unheard of level in the vehicle, with them on the grounds that normally, assuming you see the photos around that time, it's alls me po they set forth some parcel of energy and laid out the foundation, and Sneak Canine seized the open door, succeeding at it anyway. Tupac additionally stepped up, besides the fact that he arose as the victor, yet he did as such with wonderful speed, permitting him to consider his hooligan enthusiasm and form another procedure, assuming that somebody had found out if he planned to withdraw from Death Row. He would have firmly communicated his objection many years after the fact. Apparently, Knight's trustworthiness might have been precise from the beginning. New proof has surfaced interfacing Dwayne Keefe, otherwise called Keefe D, to Tupac's death. Keefe, an individual from the Southside Compton Crips, is known for his meetings with DJ Vlad. These meetings, posted by DJ Vlad, contain reality with regards to the whole circumstance, which would ultimately fulfill the public's interest. KD guaranteed that should Diddy Combs had requested the hit, alluding to Tupac, discuss things that are babble, we don't engage hogwash my sibling. So we not even in that frame of mind of DJ Vlad's meetings. Keefe D appeared to be restless and wary, portraying his story as though he were trapped in the demonstration. The circumstance heightened when Tupac took an unexpected action underneath his seat, which prompted a showdown. An individual in the rearward sitting arrangement of our vehicle got the Glock and begun shooting back. The primary hit nibbled Suge's head, and it appeared as though he was genuinely harmed. There had been tales recommending that Suge had involved Tupac as a safeguard during the shooting, yet that is false. Suge was at that point injured And he was the person who got hit as projectiles kept on flying. They all ducked down. To remain safe, this occurrence alone ought to have been the critical proof to tackle the 27-year-old secret case. I felt awkward to safeguard myself and to forestall. Underscore underscore. From happening, I rested under a sweeping with the blade and a fork in the event. Something was regardless as the succession of occasions played out. Examiners seemed to botch essential open doors. When the second came to address Keefe, a waiting inquiry arose. Does his admission really line up with earlier presumptions? Worried that unwavering night, this insightful exclusion has provoked numerous to contemplate whether the whole episode was a redirection covering reality and permitting the real culprit to dodge responsibility. One fan recommended that Keefe may be endeavoring to protect Suge Knight, since he holds fundamental data. Key has kept up with that vindication for quite a long time, while it is actually the case that one can dodge liability regarding a period in the end past activities. Make up for lost time. You feel like Puffy. Oh, you definitely. Would it be a good idea for me? I figure he ought to peer out. He pays special attention to everyone. Underscore underscore. Else amidst unfurling occasions, it turned out to be progressively obvious that specialists had botched basic chances to uncover reality. When the opportunity arrived to address Keefe, a waiting inquiry arose. Does his admission legitimately match with the laid-out convictions encompassing that reliable night? This lapse in the analytical cycle has caused a commotion and prompted a predominant doubt that the whole occurrence might have been a conscious redirection, decisively intended to redirect consideration from Suge Knight and protect his inheritance from any potential discussion. On the other hand, some have said that this could address a last undaunted undertaking by policing at last and convincingly resolve this well-established case, enlightening the haziest corners of the secret. Assuming you accept that all the Tupac hypotheses were restricted to the domain of rap, Orlando Brown could cause you to re-examine during a discussion with Capone News. He drifted a freakish thought that Keefe and Tupac Shakur are one and a similar individual. Yes, you heard that accurately. He proposed that Keefe can't be captured in light of the fact that he's really Tupac, who many accept to be Parrish. This idea sent shockwaves through the web, evoking responses of skepticism, entertainment, and bewilderment, with one client, Eli Onish, entertainingly endeavoring to break the case by referencing Orlando's declaration that the police wouldn't capture Tupac in light of the fact that basically they'd catch both Keefe and Tupac's body. Orlando even dug into the conviction that Tupac could in any case be alive, referring to occasions like Tupac's visualization appearances. After the meeting, many individuals wound up examining whether Orlando was simply being his standard unusual self, or on the other hand, on the off chance that he planned to convey something more significant. Tupac took out a firearm. It seemed as though he was coming to no doubt. Better believe it. Did approve. Better believe it. Did you truly see a weapon? No, Aish. Once you got the locale, I got the duck. Amidst these continuous conversations and discussions, Reggie Wright Jr., already in charge of safety for Death Row Records, felt a sense of urgency to present his perspective. Reggie guessed that over the recent weeks, Keefe might have been encountering a condition of elevated fretfulness and trepidation. This implication alluded to the likelihood that Keefe may be wrestling with a substantial feeling of disquiet and anxiety. When Keefe was stood up to with a possibility of unavoidable capture, he chose to straightforwardly pass his mounting disappointment. In connection under Reggie, he felt it was basic to stress that he had recently been unfaltering in his purpose. Also, Reggie's name, from Keefe's vantage point, Reggie's new call seemed to look like a clandestine reconnaissance activity, where their discussion was secretly revealed without getting Key's assent, consequently raising worries about his security. Considering this encroachment, Kai wound up pondering the chance of depending on legitimate measures against Reggie as an expected game plan. This examination mirrored the earnestness of his complaints and the degree to which he felt his privileges had been disregarded. The power of Keefe's pessimistic opinion towards Reggie was tangible, and obviously clear. He didn't keep away from offering a to some degree indelicate remark, indicating the likelihood that Reggie could hold on to unconventional inspirations or goals in his activities. According to Keefe's viewpoint, it involved extraordinary significance that Reggie practiced more prominent level of limitation and cease from causing him any further irritation or uneasiness, particularly considering the quarrelsome conditions encompassing their cooperations. Regardless, Keefe's words from a 2021 meeting have brought a serious weight. Not long before his capture, he related the occasion we had recently pulled up to the stoplight. They were making a right turn. There were roughly 17 vehicles close by. We situated ourselves in the control path and saw them. The main hit struck Night, and the ensuing ones hit